Right, so I've just got some straight titanium oil paint, and I've just put some of it in there. I'm just going to let that softly blend up so that you can't even see where it finishes. Just up in there. So you've got a nice soft edge at that top side, because there's a nice little glow coming from where the sun's going to be around here. And it comes up here into this blue. Because I've done this with spray paints, I'm just not even using a medium. I'm just going to blend them up like so. And then I've got other brushes that I can use for blending too. And I'll just use them without any paint on. No paint at all on them. I'll just soften them out. Just in there a little bit. Right, something like that. And a little bit. Now, just in here, I'm going to have a sunny area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a fan brush first. I'm going to use some cadmium yellow oil paint, just some cad yellow, a little bit in there, like so. And I'm just going to apply the smallest amount of that up into that, and leaving an area in here which is just white basically. Just for now. Oh, that's good. I'm going to put more of an orangey colour into this as well, eventually. Somewhere about there is where I want it. And because this is already dry, it stops this yellow going green. Like when you do wet on wet and you were mixing, it would go green. But this just stops that. Now I want that to go up there like so, and then string its way out in here. Put a tiny bit of white with that for these outer part. Some areas in here where we've got some stringy clouds and stuff. I want them to have a yellow hue. I don't want them to be too bright yellow out here. It's muted, a bit more muted. Nice and soft. That goes right back into there. You can even rub it off with your fingers with it being oil paints. Down here we're going to have some more purple hues. More white to that. That's more like it. Just in there. And then that actually ends up just being literally part of this area. So I can brighten all that with yellow because it's going to have an orangey tone rather than just this yellow hue. It's going to be a lot of orangey tones in this beautiful sunset scene. So again, just use cider brush, and what remains on there is usually going to be enough. And just gently allow that to blend into there. Make them soft by just rubbing above. Nice and subtle. Just in there. I have some big shadow clouds behind, you see. So the same colour, the white and the yellow. Just going to come right over into here and put some really long stringy clouds in there too. Now I want to see this blue behind, so I don't want to get too carried away. I'm just going to do the same thing, run it out, And beware, there's some more purple just down at the base there that's going to show through. But let little bits of this blue show through here and there. It really looks nice. It looks like there's depth in your sky. Real nice depth. I just want a flat sky, so lots of variation in there. Just allowing, as I say, here and there for that to leave that blue in, showing in between. These are just clouds that are getting hit by pulls of light from the sunny area here. Blend that a little bit just in there. Same in here, I'll put a little bit of that yellow just up in there. But the fan brush is good enough for blending out. It works a treat, it does. As I say, it's going to be a bit more of an orangey tone. Is this area where I put the yellow. So I'm just going to get some crimson, smallest amount of alizarin crimson into that. Really, don't need a lot. Still more to the yellow side that I want it. And after spreading it out, you'll get a feel for whether it's anywhere near what you want colour wise. Still want more yellow, it's very much to the yellow side, just with a hint of the red. Let's try that. A bit of a different tone to it, you see. Try a bit of that. See that? Can you see the difference? I hope you can tell. There. So just a bit of crimson with the yellow. Because there's white on here as well, it'll all help lighten it. It'll lighten as you're putting it on. Just a bit more of an orangey tone to it. Got a little blob of crimson there, but that doesn't matter, you just blend it out. There. And that's more like the colour I was after. Just in there. It's like little stringy clouds being lit up by the sunlight here, which are like orangey tone. So I'm just putting these little stringy ones in. They're little details, but they do stand out when you're finished. I think it pays dividends to take your time, don't rush it. No need to rush. The fun is in the end product, and if you rush it, you won't be happy. So take your time, just enjoy it as you're doing it. Even if you have to do it over a few days, with oil paint you can get away with that. It allows you to have the time to really work with it if you've more to do without it drying on you. Using some more of that orangey toned paint underneath there, but you notice I left some of the lemon yellow, the cadmium yellow just in there, so it'll look bright, really nice and bright. Gently just blend across that. That's looking good. Get in there. Now there's a few more clouds just up in here, so I'm just going to get a bit of white on this brush with the orange on it, and just up in here there's a few little wifty clouds, and if I put the colour up there first and then use a clean fan brush afterwards and just touch them up and just look, soften them and blend them so they don't stand out too much. So I don't want them to stand out as much as these. Nice and soft. Same up in here, there's a couple of little loose ones up in there that are catching some sunlight. I don't want to get too bright here because I want some nice reddy tones. Some nice lovely red tones for this dark cloud that I'm going to have up in there. Nice little cloud. Nice shape. Okay. Now I can just use this brush straight white with it. Both sides, straight white on a fan brush. I just pull through. Both sides with straight white on. And just up in here where I put these clouds and stuff, I can just go over the top edge of that with the white and just tap at first. I just want to tap some of that white colour. See that? That's come out nice. On the tops of everything pretty much. And because these brushes tend to round off a little bit when you're doing this, it works even better still. So just up in the tops of here. This one's some white putting in. There you can tap it in. Lovely. Both sides of the brush, titanium white. Tap onto there. Bring it into the yellow a bit even. You can push and get a tiny ridge also if you want it to be brighter. See that? Just push and get a little ridge of paint on there. There, just highlight all them little yellow clouds that you've done. And then we can go back with a blender brush and just gently touch them. Gently blend it. Very soft. Whisper while you're doing this. There. Use the side of the bristles. Side on. Just like that there. Great stuff. Same again on this side. I want some on here. A few little highlights of clouds that have been hit with that sunlight. It's just these that make the finishing touches when you're doing paintings like this. You get less and less of it as you go away from your clouds. From your bright spots, sorry. Just a little bit up in there, maybe. That's good. All these little details that stand out in there, lovely. Again, just gently brush across them. Gently. There. You can even just use your fingers sometimes to rub it out when you're doing this sort of thing. Just soften it, because that's in shadows. Another one up there, I want to get some white on that. Another nice one. Just there. A few on them. Just on the left side there. I just love painting stringy clouds, I always have. When you're watching the sunset and you see them all there, vibrant and bright like that. It's awesome, really nice. Right, so I just want to get a little bit more of that orangey tone. I just want to put a little bit of smoke in here. Just to break that off a bit. And then we can go back to the straight white and just highlight it a tiny bit again, like I have with the rest. That's the brightest spot, so it's going to stand out more on top of that. Sometimes you don't even have to blend it, you can just leave it like so, and it really helps. It stands out there lovely. Right, I'm going to put them brushes down just for the moment, and I'm going to apply with the bigger brush some of this orange, but I want it to be more crimson in this. It's for these clouds that are above, the dark clouds. So I'm just going to mix the alizarin crimson, small amount, with the cadmium yellow, create a nice orange tone. Let's try that. See what that looks like up on here. Just under there.